You guys asked for it, I'm delivering. Today on the channel, we have the new NARS Natural Matte Longwear Foundation that I will be reviewing, wear testing, swatching, and giving you my honest opinions and thoughts on. Finally, I have the right product in my hand, not to be confused with the Natural Radiant. They do have very similar packages. Today, we finally have the Natural Matte Foundation. I'm very excited. I am wearing it on my face right now. I have not yet conducted a wear test, so I don't know. This is just fresh as it comes. So please watch this video in its entirety. I am very excited about this one. I know you're excited about this one because you asked me for it. And so here I am delivering. I made sure I got this for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's hit it. Foundation review, new NARS, the matte version, not the radiant. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Subscribe if you aren't already. All right, here we are. I've got my hands on the new NARS Matte Longwear Foundation. This is the new foundation launch, not to be confused with the Natural Radiant that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, but I do believe the Natural Radiant was reformulated late in 2025. That's why I reviewed it, and I'm glad I did because a lot of you guys are interested and curious. And from that video, so many people have asked me to review this new foundation. I finally got my hands on it. There was a little bit of a discrepancy with like PR packages, because I get some PR packages here at my new home and then others arrive at my old address. This one actually arrived at my old address. So anyways, we found it, we've located it, all is good. But like, how similar is this packaging? The new one is frosted, but you can barely tell. It's like barely frosted. Anyways, this foundation, the new one, is supposed to be totally different from the Natural Radiant because this is supposed to be a matte foundation. And I kind of like did a little deep dive into the ingredients and comparing those two to each other. So outside of the price being $55, these are two very different foundations. They're supposed to look and feel different on the skin. So the new Natural Matte Longwear is a buildable, breathable, 24 hours of shine control type of foundation, medium to full coverage. It's supposed to improve your skin texture, pores, things like that. But it is a lightweight serum-like formula. It includes niacinamide, which improves skin texture. Also dipeptide, which improves the appearance of pores. And of course, as I like to do, I ran the ingredients list by chat. Chat says that this is acne safe foundation for the most part, with one little tiny yellow flag, if you will. I'm gonna raise up the Natural Radiant one more time. This is totally acne safe because this foundation, the Natural Radiant, is silicone based, whereas this one has richer emollients that could potentially be pore clogging if you are extremely acne prone, if you are very prone to getting clogged pores. I would say, even though I'm acne prone and oily, I think my skin isn't super sensitive, however. So I think I'll be okay with this, but of course, I'll let you know how it goes. But outside of that, the formula is modern. It's supposed to be lightweight, serum-like, fragrance-free, skincare focused. I don't know how many of you appreciate the niacinamide in this new formulation, but I don't mind it. My skin tolerates it. It likes it, in fact, so we'll see. All right, so now let's test out some of these shades that were sent to me. I have a new shade that I've never ever tried before. This is a shade medium 2.5, Sahel, I have no idea. Ooh. That is very saturated. I'm not sure if I like that swatch on me. Next one we have is shade Vanuatu, which isn't my perfect shade, but it works-ish if I pair it with the right concealers, powders, etc. Much more olivey, also very saturated, but again, this is a swatch. And last but not least, shade Barcelona. I used to wear this shade along with shade Stromboli in the original Natural Radiant foundation many years ago. And as you can tell, they're all quite a bit similar. They are very saturated. I would say this one, Vanuatu, is probably the most neutral leaning out of all of them, at least from what I can tell in my monitor. So that is the shade that I'm going to go for today. Let's do some thumbnail faces that I haven't done in a while, actually. But let's try to make it like kind of chic. Hopefully this won't clog my pores. So right now on my skin, I'm wearing nothing at all with the exception of Glow Recipe. I almost forgot. It's like my favorite product. The Glow Recipe Prickly Pear Mucin. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with that product. It lays so beautifully under makeup. I'll actually link it below and I'll pop up what it looks like. So nice. I even clapped. That's how nice it is. And what I'm thinking of doing is testing it in two different ways. I want to apply my MaryamNYC Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder on one side of the face. Oh, whoa, that's a very little bit left. I need to restock. I'm going to apply that to this side of the face, I guess, and half of my forehead. You can see immediately how well it takes care of any shine and any oils. Also minimizes texture almost instantly because it's such a unique, great product. This is basically the only primer that I reach for nowadays, which is why I have so little left. And then on the other side, I'm thinking I'm just gonna apply it straight onto my skin without any priming, without any help, just because I want to see what the difference is, whether I need a primer with this one. Considering that this is a pore refining type of formula, hopefully I won't need a pore refining primer, you know? All right, so here we go. Shade Vanuatu, Natural Matte Longwear Foundation, Shake Well. I don't know if I ever actually shake my foundations before application. I should probably start. I'm going to disperse some into my palm, like a pump and a half. There we go. I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush that I love so much. This is shade Vanuatu that I'm going for. In the frosted bottle, I had to make sure. You know what? At first impression, this does apply rather pigmented. I wouldn't say that this is medium coverage. Perhaps you can sheer this out, but I don't know if this is a foundation that you would necessarily build up. And considering how full coverage it is, perhaps these shades are just a little bit too saturated. Not too bad though. I feel like with my neck, and if I had my chest open, this would work just fine. All right, at first impression, this very much feels light on the skin. Doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all. Granted, I don't have primer on this side of the face, but let's see what happens if I apply this to my forehead, to both sides with the primer and without. Oh yeah, this is very pigmented. Like the coverage is quite high, but it does look nice. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so whatever's remaining on my brush, I'm just gonna kind of buff into the center of my face. I do have a couple of breakouts here and enlarged open pores, but I can kind of see how this foundation has a pore smoothing effect. This definitely dries down to a matte, even more matte than the Natural Radiant that I reviewed. I highly suggest you watch that video if you haven't already, because to me, the 2025-2026 version of the Natural Radiant foundation felt very matte to me. It looked very matte on my skin, and I am someone who's oily, so I was surprised at that. That's not how I remember it from back in the day. But this one, I dare say, is even more matte. But still, it kind of has a natural matte appearance. It's almost giving the illusion of someone who naturally has a drier skin type. And I say that in a very positive way because from my observation, makeup loves drier skin types, not so much the oilier skin types. Makeup just wears better on drier skin. And so what I'm noticing is that this foundation is kind of emulating that. All right, so now let's get to the other side of the face. Looks like I may need to squeeze out a little bit more product, perhaps like a pump, because whatever was remaining on my hand did indeed dry down. It's like kind of solid actually on my palm. So this goes to show you that this may even be self-setting. But of course, we're going to test all that. Oh my God, this looks even nicer and even smoother on this side of the face with the MaryamNYC Blurring Balm Powder. Holy shit. That looks quite good, don't you guys think? Okay, so this is the skin. Camera just cut off, so I kind of let the foundation sit on my skin for a good 15 minutes, and I must show you a close-up because this is a little bit different. The new iPhone update constantly changing the exposure on your videos or on your photos. So annoying. Anyways, here is the close-up. This is the skin, very up close and personal. Notice how dry and not oily my skin looks. It almost never looks like this after a fresh coat of foundation. It never looks this set unless there's powder on it. Take a look at the forehead. I mean, there's just no oil seeping through. And this side of the face with the blurring balm powder underneath, insane. It almost doesn't look like I have oily skin. I'm a little bit beside myself, but you know what? We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna add my concealers and all the other products on top. I'm gonna add my Radiant Creamy Concealer, shade Custard for the under eye. A little bit here, just for a little brightening, for a little bit of a lift. I also find that because this foundation feels quite dry on the skin, it's a little bit hard to blend out. So I'm noticing that because the shade match isn't perfect, I'm seeing my skin peeking through areas like around my brows, in between my brows, areas that are too small for this brush to get into. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of concealer around that to hopefully blend it out. Oh man, this feels so like tight and so snatching against my skin. I almost want to spray like some sort of a melting mist. Really curious to see how long this effect will last on my skin, considering how oily I am. And typically I start producing oils within 30 minutes or an hour at most after applying my foundation. But right now it looks so super solid. All right, for the blush, I'm going to use this NARS Afterglow Liquid Blush. Shade is Orgasm. This one is dewy, so I'm wondering how they will mesh. Actually rather nice. And this definitely brings back a little bit of that dew that I was missing. I'm almost feeling like this is too matte of a formula for 2026. But with this blush, it kind of balances itself out. All right, so now I'm gonna set just the movable parts of the face. I feel like I really truly do not need to set anything else besides like the under eye, the forehead area around the nose and the chin. I'm gonna use my Hourglass Veil. My other concern here with powder is, will it cake up the foundation, considering that the foundation almost feels like a liquid to powder type of formula. But so far so good. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of bronzer. This is NARS Laguna. Clean brush or not? I can't tell. All right, here is the face. Let me give you one more close-up. Here we go. Forehead, this side of the face, up close and very, very personal. And now I think we definitely need the swatch model's opinion, since we value his opinion so much around here. Ding, ding, ding. Swatch model. Oh, swatch model. Can we get a new name for the swatch model? He doesn't even model swatches anymore. Foundation reviewer male. What do you think? Outside of the shade match, because it's not ideal, it's not exact, this we know. Oh, but what do you think?
You should have told me that, because it's the first thing I noticed.
We know this. But let's ignore the shade match. It's not perfect, but it was like the closest one that I had.
You look like you got into a standing salon with your face. You missed the neck.
All right.
My bad. Where do you want to? What would you like to know?
Oh my God, you guys. I wish I had like a little split screen so they could see your face the way that you're concentrating and frowning.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this right. I want to make sure I'm honest. And
Skin texture.
I like it. It's really good. Looks flawless.
Okay.
Even the coverage seems a little bit more, I'm not saying it's full, but it looks like it's trying to do something.
What do you mean?
It's like it's still allowing your freckles and natural texture, in terms of good imperfections to come through, but it looks like it's trying to be a foundation.
Okay.
So for me, I can tell you're wearing a foundation.
And it's not just the color.
I can't say it's just the color. Could be. It could be, but that's the vibe I'm getting right now. It has that like soft baby powder white overall thing about it. That foundation's.
Doesn't it have like a powdery?
Yeah, it's like you're glowing in the powdery sense.
I feel the same. So this is a matte foundation. You're probably very used to more radiant, more dewy types of foundations on me lately. And this is probably the most matte. I actually feel how like snatching it feels on the skin. Not in a bad way, but it's reminding me of like old school foundations.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like I could tell. I can go, oh, you're wearing something,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the foundations today, sometimes I can't tell. And then sometimes like, no, I'm wearing a skin tint, or something, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
some kind of different name for a foundation that kind of can throw you off. But
So definitely get a better shade match.
yeah, but overall it's not, what's the price point?
$55.
How much? Like in terms of
Standard size. Yes.
not bad.
Not bad? All right. Thank you for your input. We really appreciate it. We value your opinion, your male perspective. We definitely need to think of a name for the swatch model because he doesn't appreciate his nickname any longer. But we most certainly appreciate him. All right, definitely need a better shade match, that's for sure. I can tell these are just a little bit more saturated than, say, the Natural Radiant. They're harder to sheer out. They definitely feel more solid. I think I prefer it with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin underneath. It makes it even more flawless and just even more smooth. Although this side isn't bad. I just feel like I can tell. I don't know if you can tell. Definitely let me know. The most important thing is we have to see how this wears. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply this exact shade, this exact product, the exact same way tomorrow. And I'm actually gonna have a very long day. I have a dinner to go to, so I'll be home very late, and I will be giving you a full wear test. Also, I'll show you what it looks like in daylight, just so we can compare. On that note, let's cue in that good old time warping music for that wear test and for that check-in. It is the very next day. Here is the face. I just went to the gym, took a shower, blow dried my hair, put on my makeup, and I've been wearing the foundation for about 30 minutes now. This is what it looks like up close and personal. Again, I'm standing in front of the window as I always like to do. It is an overcast day, so not super sunny, but this is what it looks like. I applied it the exact same way as I did in the previous part of the video. I will say this side of the face looks smoother with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder versus this one, which looks just a little bit rougher. I don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but I can tell. Forehead looks good. Applied very little of the balm powder on the forehead. I didn't do the half and half because I didn't want it to be obvious, because I am doing things today. One thing I will say about this new NARS Natural Matte Foundation is that you absolutely have to have your perfect shade. Because it is a full coverage foundation, it will look full coverage even if you apply a minimal amount like I have. There is clearly a discrepancy with my neck. It's just more saturated than a natural skin tone would be, even though shade Vanuatu works for me in other NARS foundations. I feel like in this one, it's just a little bit too, I wish I could turn the saturation down a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's see how this wears. So far, so good. I'm pleased. I'm not displeased, but more on that in a bit. This is a very long wear test. It's been 12 hours, probably over 12 hours actually, since I've applied this foundation onto my face. I just got back home from celebrating my stepmom's birthday, and this is what the skin is looking like. I mean, for a 12+ hour wear day, I can honestly say I do not look that bad. Yes, if you come very, very close to the skin, you can see the makeup. You can especially see my concealer kind of like cracking in some parts. You can see some of the foundation settling into some of my lines here. But again, it was a 12-hour wear test. And even this close, even inches away from the phone, I feel like I still look pretty decent. From far away, I even look kind of good for after midnight. And mind you, we had wine, we had tequila, we had a good time. Let's leave it at that. And the face, honestly, you can barely tell. Maybe you can tell by my eyes, by some of my smudged eyeliner, by my smudged lip liner. But overall, I think this foundation has worn really, really well. One thing I did want to mention is you can kind of see how this formula really clings to drier parts of the skin. The only dry parts of my skin are here around the mouth, and you can kind of see it settling into some lines that I otherwise don't really have. So my one criticism, or I guess my one suggestion for those of you with drier skin types or more mature skin types, if you have more expression lines and wrinkles, if you have dry patches, anything like that, I don't think this is the foundation for you. However, if you are oily or if you have normal skin, you might really enjoy this one. I feel like it is also rather pore friendly because for a 12-hour wear day, my pores are not looking super, super scary. And you know what? Maybe they are looking super scary right now, but for me, again, I'm just gonna say it again, for a 12-hour wear day, this is pretty decent. Definitely got to get my hands on a better shade match. I don't actually know if there is a perfect shade match in this foundation, given the fact that it is very, very saturated and it is full coverage. I also am not sure how this will affect my breakouts, if I will be sensitive to this type of formulation. Hopefully not, and hopefully perhaps I will be able to find a better match. Anyways, that is my review. Those are my final 2 or maybe 10 cents on the new NARS Natural Matte Foundation. I hope this is helpful to you guys. It is definitely helpful to me because not only did I review this for you, I also reviewed this for me and for my very oily skin. I think this might be a new fave of mine. So with that, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna say peace out, farewell, see you in the next one. More videos over here.